Good evening, Goffstown, and welcome live to the Grizzly Den, where the Lady Grizzlies will be tipping off against the Wyndham Jaguars, and the introductions are going on. Wyndham, tough challenger. I'm Bob Bartolucci. I'm being joined here by my sidekick, Mr. Rob Foreman. So, Rob, what can you tell me about the Wyndham Jaguars?
Well, we know we're going to see a team that comes in here undefeated. 6-0. They've taken care of business along the way.
Remind me about our record again.
1-5.
1-5. So it's gonna be a little scary.
You know, they don't look overly taller than us. They look very athletic. They have a lot of balanced scoring. It looks like they're getting contributions from 7 or 8 girls. So when you can have 7 or 8 girls that can put the ball in the bucket, you're going to win some games.
Right, and obviously scoring has been our difficult aspect. Right. We're going to rise and do the national anthem, and then we'll be right back for the tip-off.
And all of our veterans with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, here we are, Goffstown, and we're ready to pretty much tip this off. And, well, Rob, we say this every game so far.
Yeah.
Well, all 3 of them. This is the third, only the 3rd home date. But it's important, I think, that the Grizzlies get off to a good start and play really clean basketball. They can't afford to make a lot of mistakes.
I agree. We can't give the ball away, and we got to stay out of foul trouble. We've had a lot of games recently where, you know, Meredith picks up 2 quick ones and another guard picks up 2 quick ones, and we're into the bench a couple minutes into the game.
Right, and the thing is we just don't have the same type of scoring, so obviously we need Meredith Winterburn out there, but we also need contributions from other players, too. We started seeing it from Reese Still in the last game, and hopefully Morgan will have it on tonight, and we're going to need at least 3 players in double digits to have a shot, really.
And hit some of those 3 points. Looks like we've got another adjustment in the starting lineup. Addie's back in the starting lineup.
Addie Glazer, yep. All right. So Riley Fernan. Is that Fernan? Is that how he said that one?
I don't know what he said.
I'm going to call her Finneran. So Finneran put it up around the rim. Reese Still comes down to rebound over to Meredith Winterburn. The captain comes in, tries to go back to Still, went off the top of her hand and out. So Wyndham will be hitting this in. Effort, Avery Stephanitis.
And there's that quick foul.
That was what, Azy?
Yeah, it was Addie.
Addie Glazer.
The Grizzlies put the full court pressure on, and it's not where you want to pick up those fouls.
Correct. Okay, so Hassan with the ball. She's one of the people you got to watch. Meredith came right in on her and knocked the ball out of her hand. It went out of bounds.
Yeah, the leading scorer is Hassan's 13.5, and then Lila Boucher is 12.4.
Yeah, and Lila Boucher is 31. The one with the ball now. Oh, she started to go in, and it was intercepted by Addie Glazer, but then turned over again. So back in the Jaguars' hands. And they sink a second basket. Was that the first one?
That was the first basket.
That was the first one made. Okay.
Yeah, Lila Boucher.
Reese Still, the Morgan Dodge. Morgan, thought about the 3, went to Meredith Winterburn. Meredith with it now. Back to Reese Still. Still's thought about going in. I would have liked to see her cut in. Morgan Dodge with it to Jenna. Jenna Shannon again to the outside. Jaguars doing a good job of keeping the Grizzlies to the outside, but that's because the Grizzlies aren't taking the step in.
Not looking to penetrate the basket at all.
Oh, Meredith started to go in. Lost control. Was hit away by one of the Jaguars, so remains Grizzly ball. Meredith's going to inbound this. Over to Dodge. Dodge thought about the 3 again. She's got... Jenna Shannon takes the long 3 just off the rim. Reese Still comes down with the rebound right in front of Sarah. Morgan Dodge. Dodge back to Meredith Winterburn. Winterburn directing traffic out front. Back to Morgan. To Reese Still. Winterburn underneath to Addie. Addie kicks it back out. Morgan's going to take a long 3 off the rim. And that's picked right up by the Jaguars. Boucher. Stefanidis out to Hassan. Hassan dropped in another one. So 4-0 Jaguars. Jenna Shannon. And there's going to be a foul here in the Jaguars.
Stefanidis.
That's Steras. Meredith Winterburn. That almost went off Jenna's and would have been back court. Addie Glazer. Glazer tries to cut in. She's going to put it up. That's what you want to see.
Yep.
Addie did a good job. So the Grizzlies got their first bucket. 2.5 minutes in.
Yeah, Addie didn't take any, delay in that. She got the ball, went right to the basket.
And we need more of that.
We do.
So they can't look for the perfect shot. Panarin takes the shot. Missed everything. Winterburn's got it. She works down, tries to feed Reese Still, but it's a little far in front of her. I think Reese stepped out. So the Jaguars ball.
Grizzlies put on full court press. Hoping to turn the Jags over.
It's a soft press, though. Meredith Winterburn down there. So Fanera. Then it was flooded nice by Avery. Out here's Giannitis. Panarin back around the Hassan. And that was Boucher took the shot.
Yeah,
that just went off the rim. So this will be the Grizzlies taking it in. Meredith Winterburn. Over to Morgan Dodge. Dodge is going to bring it up over half court. Drops it off to Jenna Shannon. Jenna's looking around. She's being covered pretty good. Winterburn up top. In the Still. Reese turn and burn.
Yeah, we want her to take that ball to the hole.
Jenna. Now Meredith.
A good look.
Yep.
That's a good look.
She faked like she was going in and hit Still. It was wide open underneath. So this game's tied. About halfway through the quarter. Panera takes it. Throws it up to Boucher. And Boucher sinks another one. That's 4 for her. Or Boucher.
Boucher. According to Uncle Al.
According to Al. And I'm not going to criticize Al. He's always right when it comes to that. Meredith Winterburn takes a long 3 off the rim. Glazer keeps it in. Hits it back. And Raleigh Fanera taking it to the basket. And Morgan Dodge drew a foul there. So she'll go to the line for 2.
The first couple possessions, well, not all of them, but the first few possessions, there was better ball movement, better cuts to the basket. Addie going to the basket, the little high-low screen, and Meredith dumps it into Reese. So those are good signs on offense. There was one possession where I think we made 28 passes around the perimeter and no one looked to go in.
Correct.
So we'll stay aggressive on offense.
Yeah, and I think for the Grizzlies this year, it's going to be a lot a lot is going to be on shot volume because unfortunately they don't really have a pure scorer.
Yep.
I mean, Meredith is the closest you get to that. I know we harp on it a lot, but those 1,000-point scorers are rare and hard to come by, and we don't have them anymore. They're moving on to bigger and better things. So the Jaguars bring it down, and it's almost turned over. Husson takes a long shot off the rim. Meredith Winterburn now with the ball. Brings it over half court. Meredith's looking around. 2 Jaguars on her. A little confusion there between Still and Glazer. Addie goes in, out to Still. Meredith now with it. She's going to take a real long three.
Deep.
Oh, wow. She hit it. That was nice.
Yeah.
Nice shot. It's going to be a low percentage shot, but she took it and hit it.
I don't know if we're going to get a replay on that, but that was deep. Here's the replay.
Yeah.
Look how far back she is. I mean, that's 26 feet.
Yep. So,
Good shot. Coach, I did watch him. He kind of threw his hands up like, what are you doing? And then he clapped, and it went in. So,
but it's a low percentage shot.
yes.
But, she hit it when she needed to, but I wouldn't advise we take shots from there all night. That was a Caitlin Clark range.
It was. But you know what? Meredith is such a smart player that may be part of her scheme tonight is like if I hit that deep shot, the next time I get the ball, I'm going to ball fake like I'm going to shoot, and then I'm going to drive by you. Meredith's that kind of player. She's extremely smart out there on the floor. So let's see what she does on the next time she gets the ball that deep.
So it looks like all 5 starters are back out. About 2.5 minutes left in the quarter. Jaguar is going to work this out. So it's Husson and Riley Finneran. Finneran now. She hits it around to Stefanidis. Ooh, who throws it way out. Another
Foul on Jenna.
That's going to be Jenna Shannon, her first. So now going to the line is, how did we agree we're going to pronounce Sarah's name?
Guarnash. We're going to call her Sarah.
Yeah, we're going to call her Sarah. All right, so Jenna Shannon came out, and Gabby Millis has been in. She got in early last Friday.
Yeah, she did.
Of course, and she played very well. So hopefully she'll keep more of that up. Morgan Dodge inbounds it to...
I think Coach will realize that some of these younger players are getting some solid minutes, and if they prove themselves, they're going to get more.
Oh, speaking of it, Gabby takes a long 3. Just off the rim. That was close. So Megan Husson over to Finneran, and now there's going to be another foul. Is this going to be on Dodge again?
Probably.
Yep, Morgan Dodge.
And Morgan raised her hands up like she didn't foul her, but I think she
Morgan's never got a foul.
Her hands in the cookie jar there.
So she's going to come off. Peyton Duff's going to go in for her now.
If Finneran does a good job taking the ball to the basket.
She's a tall player. Morgan's not very happy.
No. Pleading her case, but I think she's going to lose.
In her mind, she's never had a foul.
I never had a foul. Said it wasn't close, she said. So Peyton Duff checks in for her.
So Meredith Winterburn now with the ball. Works it over half court. Ooh, tried to feed Peyton Duff down low. Went off her hands, but they're saying it also went off a Jaguar hand.
Interesting. I definitely thought it tipped off Peyton's hand.
I think it was a double tip, so that's what the ref saw. So the Grizzlies inbound it. Meredith Winterburn to Still. To Gabby. Gabby Millis works it around, feeds it to Peyton Duff. Sends it back out to Meredith. Again, the Grizzlies have the ball in the perimeter. Oh, they work it in for Addie. And
good take.
It's a good take, but missed. And Aaron tries to bring it in. Oh.
Good job. It fell off her legs.
Yeah, but they're saying it went off Meredith, so Wyndham is going to, I don't know what these
I
refs
think
are
he blew that call.
Yep. So Wyndham's going to take it in, maintain control. Avery sends it in. Back to Riley Finneran. Out, long shot by Hassan. Just missed off the rim.
Take
And
another one.
another shot from Avery. Out of bounds. So 12-7 Wyndham here. Meredith Winterburn with 1 minute left to go in the quarter. And they're going to call Duff for the travel. And Jenna Shannon's working her way back in the game. She's going to take out Gabby Millis, number 11.
Yeah, it's a tough turnover.
So Hassan now with the ball for Wyndham. Meredith Winterburn on her. Feeds it down low to Sarah. Sarah kicks it over to Avery. Avery puts it up. Finneran gets the rebound and she puts it in.
And she's aggressive.
Yep.
You got to get a body on her. She's aggressive and attacking the boards.
Jenna Shannon with the ball. She's crowded by two of them. Addie
Good
Glazer
luck.
feeds Reese Still underneath. Reese was wide open, took a nice shot underneath. That's what we need, more penetration. Winterburn trying to hold her up. Megan Huston's coming up with the ball. Calling out commands over to Finneran. Winterburn went for it. Finneran still got it. It's over to Avery, back to Husson. Takes a long shot off the rim that came close. 1 second left. Oh,
got it off.
mid-court. Oh, Meredith Winterburn's shot. That was even further away.
Yeah. So 14-9 at the end of one. What do you got?
Well, again, I like the hustle.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're moving the ball pretty well. Like you mentioned, we have to get more penetration under the basket. We're just not a three-point team where we can feed on that. We have to find a way to penetrate, get in there, get under the basket where we can have like Reese Still and Addie Glazer just really fight for it and get baskets that way.
Yeah. I think the good sign is the foul trouble. Morgan had 2, but Meredith has none, which is a good sign. The more minutes Meredith is on the floor, I think the better for the Grizzlies offense. I like that last pass. Addie, saw Reese cut into the basket and gave it to her. If I'm coach at this point, I think I think, you break this game into segments, and we want to win little segments, whether that's, we want to win a quarter, we want to win a half. We want to do little things right instead of saying we're going out for the big win, play 4 great quarters. Break it into small pieces. Let's get a good defensive stop. Let's get a turnover. Let's convert into offense. And I think those little things can create some bigger waves or bigger flows down the road.
Right. So the Grizzlies are going to inbound this and start off the second quarter. Winterburn into Jenna Shannon. Jenna with the ball now. Ooh, tried to feed Reese Still down low, but
we
it went
might
over
get
her
it back,
head.
though. Got lucky there.
Yeah, we really can't afford.
No, there's that margin of error, and it's just so small for us. We have to take care of the ball.
Right. Yeah, exactly right. That's the best way to put it. Duff now with it, Peyton Duff. Oh,
So there's 2 turnovers in, a couple seconds.
yep. So now you got Avery Stephanitis. She kicked it out. Riley Finneran goes right in. She's very aggressive.
Extremely.
Yep. So she went in underneath. She must have at least 6 points.
She
now.
has exactly 6.
There you
nice
go.
job, Bob.
Jenna Shannon, the Still.
She's only
Winterburn.
averaging 5.5, so she's above her average already in the beginning of the second quarter.
Yep. She doesn't look like she's slowing down. Winterburn now underneath. It's got Wyndham players
Backside.
all over her. And out to Still. Still took a long shot. Hit backboards. Here goes Finneran again. She's going up underneath. She almost tried to do a layup
Reese did a good job defending the basket there.
and didn't take a foul.
Yeah,
most
exactly.
importantly.
Put your hands up and make a tough shot.
Jenna Shannon with the ball. Over to Duff. Duff's working around the top of the perimeter. I think it went off Finneran and out. So Grizzlies will maintain control of the ball.
Husson back into the game for the Jags.
And it looks like Taylor Johnson's going to work her way back in the game. Jenna Shannon tried to put one up. That didn't really go anywhere. Don't know if it hit something or what. Husson with the ball. She takes it all the way in herself and does the layup. And Coach Brennan is yelling too easy, and it was. They just sort of parted the Red Sea and let her walk right in.
Right by. You know, back to the turnover, we talked about that small margin of error. I can remember the days coaching the kids saying, think about it like this. If I have the ball, we have the ball, and we turn the ball over, we're potentially losing 2 points on our side. We give it up on a turnover, they come down and score. It's a 4-point swing. You have a couple of those turnovers in a row, all of a sudden 4 is 8, and then 12 points, and you dig yourself a big hole.
Yep.
So that's that margin of error we talk about. Take care of those turnovers and keep them to such a minimum amount of turnovers, can take advantage of those shots. And then you got to defend the basket. They came down here and just kind of let them dribble right through.
And as a result of the turnovers and the sort of defensive lapses, the Grizzlies find themselves behind 18-9. So they have yet to score a point in the second quarter.
Correct.
Only about 2 minutes in, but still. Meredith Winterburn had to pick that up because Jenna almost threw that away. Winterburn crowded by 2.
She got bailed out with a foul, yeah.
Blue number 3, that's going to be Riley Finneran. So Meredith Winterburn now is going to inbound this. Looks like she's going to send it into Taylor Johnson. Nope. She feeds Reese Still. Still with the ball. Oh, she should have just took it out to Mia Bissett.
Deep.
Jenna takes a long 3 and missed. Still got the rebound and missed that. So now the Jaguars got it. Husson with the ball now. Meredith Winterburn on her. Husson's going right in. Now she's up to the outside. Oh, and they're feeding underneath. Oh, good thing they missed that layup.
Yeah.
Sarah Giannitis. Still out to Johnson to Jenna Shannon. Takes another long 3. And it got tied up and stuck in the rim.
Ball.
It is a jump ball.
In the guys' game, they'll all try to jump up there and knock it out.
Well, most of the time the guys can do it.
Yeah, you know, we've talked about their offensive set, the Grizzlies, and they like that high handoff play to Reese up top. But what I would really like to see, and here's that Jenna's shot here that gets wedged right in the rim. What I'd really like to see is I'd like to see them set some screens for Meredith. Get Meredith, go into the basket. And if she gets stopped, no big deal, but she can dish to Reese down low or someone else.
Right. Well, either way, we can't be, I mean, taking these low percentage 3s, you know, I think there's been already a few from Jenna.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, she's just not hitting them now, so we really got to cut back on that. We can't always be taking that 3. And that's just about playing with a little bit of discipline. And
right. Well, as the lead builds, sometimes you feel the pressure. I got to hit that 3 to get my team back in the game. Blue 3 or white 3?
White 3. Oh, okay.
Taylor Johnson.
I was going to say, ooh, wouldn't that be good, man?
But you know,
then I looked and Finneran wasn't even out there. So.
You look up at the scoreboard and you're down 18-9, and you're like, okay, if I hit this 3, I get my team back in the game. But it's such a low percentage shot, like you said.
Yep. And here we go with Megan Husson. Addie Glazer about to check back in. She's checking in for Mia Bissett. Morgan Dodge is going to come in also. She's taking out Taylor Johnson. Well, here we go with her second shot for Husson. And she hit that one. So the Grizzlies are down by 10. Morgan Dodge working it up past midcourt. Dodge with it to Reese Still. And that went off a couple people. Glazer comes away with it.
That's a
Jenna
good ball
Shannon
fake.
goes in. Feeds Meredith. The only problem is Meredith was right underneath her. She had 2 Jaguars on him.
That was a much better sequence, though, because Jenna got the ball on the wing, gave the ball fake, drove to the basket, found Meredith, kind of fumbled it, but those are the plays we need to cash in on.
So there seems to be some discussion about who knocked the ball out, but the Grizzlies maintained it. Winterburn, the Fed still to Winterburn. Winterburn again being denied entry. Morgan Dodge takes a long three, and now they stuck the ball again. What are the odds of that happening? We should get points for that.
I have never seen it happen twice in a game.
Yes, I know.
They
You're right.
better check the rims for super glue.
What do you think the record is?
Do you guys practice that, Coach?
I think we should get 4 for that.
I've never seen it twice in a game. You see it occasionally once. Here comes a shot again. It takes some talent to get it wedged in there, doesn't it?
Yeah, well,
Look at that.
you got to hit perfect every time. So, all right. So anyway, the moral of that is the Jaguars wound up with the ball, and Hudson takes a long shot, and that just in and out. And now Finneran goes in up underneath for a layup and just missed that. But again, Jaguars got the rebound, so they're maintaining control of the ball. Underneath,
good look.
and they fed Boucher, and Boucher hit it in, and she's their leading scorer on the season, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, Morgan Dodge.
Sign out, sign out.
So Molly Welby took a foul. So instead of the timeout that you might have heard Bracy yelling for, there's Grizzlies going to have control. Winterburn to Jenna. Jenna lost control at center court. Finneran stole it, took it right away from her. Up to Wembley. Well, Welby's looking around. Feeds down low to Avery, back to... Now there's going to be a Grizzly foul. Is this going to be on Jenna? Yep, Jenna Shannon.
It's 2 on her.
So she's had a couple of fouls now,
Yeah.
and a couple of giveaways. So that's going to bring in Addie Glazer. Gabby Miles. So Jenna's going to take a seat. And then we got Molly Welby taking a second shot. And just missed that off the rim. Reese Still comes away with the rebound to Meredith Winterburn. Winterburn with the ball now. Winterburn over midcourt. Feed Still underneath like that. Still hesitated, and the ball was knocked out of her hand.
Turnovers really starting to add up here.
Yep. You can't afford to have that keep happening. Again, the Grizzlies are yet to score a point in this quarter with almost 5 minutes gone now. Meredith Winterburn with the ball now.
But we have wedged 2 balls next to the rim, so there's
The only
bonus
unfortunate
points.
part, we don't get any points for those.
Another turnover, too.
Welby, she's underneath by herself. Welby again to Still. And Reese drew a foul. Oh, well, it goes from bad to worse.
Yeah. Both sides of the floor were just, they look lost.
Yeah, they're very sloppy play, I guess the best way to put it. Passes aren't clean, they look rushed. And then when somebody receives a pass, except for Meredith, they seem confused. And
I'll tell you, Finneran, is that Riley? Yep. I'm impressed with her tonight. She's playing at a different speed than everybody else. Just watch her and her eyes. She looks like a tiger ready to go.
Yep, and she's very aggressive underneath. Yep. So a tiger is a good, her spirit animal,
I guess a jaguar. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. Addie Glazer got that rebound.
Good look.
Meredith Winterburn feeds Still right underneath. Still was wide open. So the Grizzlies, with 2:16 left to go in the half, finally get their first bucket in the second quarter. Go for 2 points. We're being outscored here by.
Yeah, it was 14-9 at the end of the first. So,
Yeah.
yeah, like we said, both sides of the floor right now, we're struggling offensively and defensively. We're giving up 2 and 3 shots at a time, and we're just watching Finneran drive to the basket. Here's that last play to Still. Good look by Meredith. And I think, you know, our guards have to do a better job with their eyes up the floor looking for those open players.
Yep. And again, I think there's too much standing around watching Meredith or throwing it to Meredith and trying to have her bail us out.
Yep.
Somebody else has got to take control. Winterburn's our leading scorer, I take it, out of the 11 points. She's probably got at least.
She's only got 1 3-pointer. Still's got 6.
Oh, so Still's leading us.
Yeah, Addie's got 2, and Meredith just got that
The long
3 from downtown.
Yep, the real long 3.
That was very
logo
long.
3.
Yeah.
The CC shot, Caitlin Clark. So this is going to be, what, Jaguars ball?
Yeah.
What we got?
So the Jaguars are going to inbound this.
Hey, so who's here? Who's there?
Husson over to Finneran, back to Husson. Back to Finneran. Finneran works over mid-court and feeds Boucher down low. Kicks it back up to Husson. Oh, wow.
Great
Underneath
cut.
Finneran, they're feeding her right underneath
Wow.
the basket. She just missed
Another
that.
offensive rebound.
And the Grizzlies are fighting. Meredith comes up with the ball. There's a big crowd of people around her. Oh, she tried to feed Addie Glazer, but it was intercepted by Boucher. And now you had number 12. That's Stephanitis took a shot. She drew a foul.
Boucher. Isla Boucher.
Yep. Boucher. Lila. So that was a foul on Wyndham. So Morgan Dodge to re-still. Back to Meredith Winterburn. With 3 players way up high. Nobody's under the basket.
No.
Winterburn tries to go in. Still. Winterburn's going to take a 3 and just off the rim. And here we go. We're getting 1 and then we're out. Giannitis was there to intercept it. Now throws it over to Stephanitis. Morgan Dodge. Dodge tries to put it up. Finneran just put her arm up and stopped her.
Texas for 1. See what they're doing. Texas for 1.
So it'll be Grizzly ball
Texas.
underneath. I would really rather have somebody else inbound this so they can inbound it to Meredith. I don't understand how you can't have your best player. Addie Glazer takes a long 3 off the rim. And again, just 1 shot because the Jaguars come down with the rebound. So Boucher sent it over to Husson, to Finneran. Around the horn to Sarah. Back to Finneran. Oh,
Stepped
pass
out.
was too far ahead of Husson and she lost control. So the Grizzlies have a gift. Now we got to make them pay by getting some points out of this. Morgan Dodge works her way up to midcourt. Feeds Still down low. Still turns. Goes in for a better look. She got her own rebound that time. Out to Addie Glazer. Morgan's going to take another 3. And that's just off the rim. Winterburn and Glazer fighting for the ball with Husson. And we got that.
We get that because the ball wedged in the rim last time. We get the ball this time. We need a basket here.
Oh, Glazer lost control, but she maintained it. Then I think it went out of bounds. Oh, somehow it went off the Jaguars, though.
So 12 seconds. I'd like to see us get a bucket here before halftime.
Yep. Winterburn inbounds it for Still. Out to Morgan Dodge. Morgan kind of worked her way out. Slide, stopped dribbling. Winterburn takes a long shot. Came up short. So 23-11.
2 points
Basically
for
got
us.
2
Yeah.
points in the whole quarter. That's just won't do, particularly with all the giveaways we had.
Yeah.
Gave up 9.
Let's talk positives first, real quick. You only gave up 23 points. This team's averaging close to 60. So, that's somewhat of a win. You can hold them to 23. You gave up a lot of second and third shots. I think if you clean that up, but the offense has to just start clicking.
Yeah. The offense here has been looking anemic.
Yeah.
And, it's good to see still putting up some points. So they're not too dependent on Winterburn, but still everything's going through Meredith.
That's right.
And no one else can seem to get a shot. So we're going to take a break for halftime. So we'll let our buddy back in the studio know. And we'll be back and join you for second half action in just a few minutes.
Did you know, in 1962, Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points in a single NBA basketball game? No one has broken this record since.
Students should take my class if they want to explore the world of digital creation, digital art creation. If they want to create things on a computer, but then also walk away with an outcome and a product. Students in this class have the ability to learn a new program, multiple new programs, and take those creations and put them on different objects and tools, including keychains, t-shirts, bags. They learn how to do vinyl. It's a really neat way to see digital work come to life through product and to see how you can make a creative vision of things. With Graphic Arts 1 and Graphic Arts 2, it's a beautiful transition right into the graphic design career field. Other careers that are good for the Graphic Arts class, the connection to it, are communication with any type of graphic media that can be tied over to social media as well as product media as well. And by leaving this class, you'll have a basic understanding of the industry standard of those programs so that you can be a step ahead for your career choice. Something unique to the class is that it's a really, really neat way to merge the arts and technology. If you have an interest in either, it's a perfect space to combine the two. Your hand gets to touch every single work you create, and you get the opportunity to create and share your work literally throughout the world by either wearing it on a t-shirt or wearing it on a bag. Something that you've created in this class can be shared. And I think that's a really powerful thing to be able to do in education and through the arts as well, through our means of graphic arts. I'm passionate about this class. We have an incredible lab set up with the brand new technology and drawing tablets, vinyl cutters, sublimation printing. There's so many different graphic design elements and tools at our fingertips. It's just a blast to be in here. So I hope to have you there.
You're watching Grizzly Basketball.
And it's showtime. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here just about to start second half action. And obviously the Grizzlies are struggling offensively. Rob, so what do you think the strategy should be that they worked out?
Well, you and I spent halftime redesigning the offense.
Correct.
So we'll
and
be
we
glad
did well,
to, we'll be glad to share that with everybody. I think to summarize what we were talking about is our offense, we're playing this 5-out type of offense where we have 5 players around the perimeter and we're comfortable just passing 20 feet away. We need to get somebody in the paint driving to the basket. I'd like to see somebody on the low post because when the shot does go up, we don't have a chance to get an offensive rebound because 5 of us are 20 feet away.
Yep.
So I'd like to see us get a little aggressive, drive to the basket. If nothing, learn from Finnernan on their team, be aggressive. When she gets the ball, she looks at the basket and she drives. I'd like to see us do that. Our eyes, watch us in this half. If the same thing continues, our eyes are looking across the court back and forth as we dribble.
Right.
Never once looking for the basket. Yep.
Right. They don't. Yep. And that's why. It's like we talked about the first quarter. We'd like to see them get more penetration. Well, it was even more obvious in the second quarter.
Yeah.
We weren't getting it, and they're not even looking to get it, like you said. So the opposing players are not looking at it as even being a threat. So it looks like we're going to have our same starters out there, the ones who started the game, I think. Was it Addie started the game?
Yeah, she did.
Yep. But Wyndham's going to inbound this. Stefanidis, Avery Stefanidis to Riley Finneran. Finneran with Jenna Shannon on her. feeds it out to Boucher. Boucher sends it back over to Hassan. Hassan the Finneran, who just went right in for the layup pretty well unchallenged.
She's got 10, only averaging 5. I'm very impressed with her tonight.
Yeah, she's doubled
I'll
her
have
average.
what she had for lunch today.
There you go. Addie Glazer to Jenna Shannon. And Jenna lost control, and that was intercepted by Megan Hassan, who went into Stephanitis. Finneran now shooting from outside the 3.
Dodge
And
picks
now
up.
Morgan Dodge is going to pick up a foul.
That's 3 on her, so imagine we're going to get a quick sub.
Yep. So Mia Brissett's going to come in for Morgan Dodge. But that's going to put the Wyndham on the line. Sarginitis. She hit that one. 26-11 now. And her second shot. And she hit that one. So she hit them both. Addie Glazer to Jenna Shannon. Shannon working her way down the side. She kind of worked her way into a corner, and I think she stepped out of bounds. Or was
I
that a
think they
foul?
called a foul.
That's good.
Yeah, you can see 3 defenders on there, but rule number 1 is stay away from that sideline because that's where they want to trap you.
So Avery Stephanitis took the foul. Winterburn inbounded to Jenna Shannon. Jenna, unexplicitly, she was trying to feed Winterburn, and I don't know if that went off something or what, but it went right into Hassan's hands. Meredith Winterburn with it. She pulls up for a 2. Mia Brissett comes up with that rebound. The still to Jenna. Takes a 3, and that's in and out. Glazer right there for the rebound.
All right,
tipped
we're
it back
showing
to
some
Jenna.
fight here. It's going to be backcourt. Showing a little fight there. We got a few extra shots.
Unfortunately, we didn't
We're
think
just
either one
not
of them.
sinking them.
Jenny, you're good.
So what's going to happen is Avery's going to hit this in for Riley Finneran. It's going to feed Boucher. The Finneran hit away by Addie Glazer to Hassan.
Stay with.
Hassan over to
Stay with. No face guards.
Giannitis. Back to Hassan into Boucher, and she laid it up. Meredith Winterburn now works her way down the court with Boucher on her. Over to Still. Still hands it back to. Now she's doing the same thing she was doing before, just handing it to her as they went by.
Addie for 3.
That one went in.
Yeah.
Addie Glazer. Was that a 3 or
It
2?
was a 3.
Oh, it was a 3-pointer.
We'll take it.
Oh. Mia Brissett with the interception. She had Jaguars
I love
all
Bob
over her.
Bartolucci.
And we're joined here by
Where's
Scott
our
Gross.
security
Mr.
crew
Crazy Man
around
Scott
here?
Gross, and obviously there's no on-court security here
I
to
know.
protect me from this groping man. And now we have Addie Glazer down low. She tried to throw it in, and Finneran comes up with the ball. Look at Riley.
She's in a different speed right now.
Boucher takes a long 3, just in and out. And I think Addie's going to drew a foul here.
Bodies first, ball second. Balls on white, 14.
Addie Glazer. That's her second.
Correct.
So we were joined up here briefly by Mr. Scott Gross.
Yeah, thankfully he left. We love Scott.
So Hassan over to Finneran. Oh, tried to go around Glazer, but now you got we're gonna have a jump ball here.
White ball.
Yep. You had Hassan there fighting with Mia Brissett for that ball.
Full court man, go there.
Jenna Shannon inbounds this to Meredith Winterburn. Back to Jenna. Jenna's going to work her way over midcourt. Reese Still throws it out to Glazer. Glazer comes underneath. At least they are attacking the basket more this quarter, Rob.
They did everything right on that press break where Jenna brought it up, got it to Reese on the wing. She found Addie. The ball didn't go in, but they did everything correct.
Right.
So that's a good sign.
Yep. So Finneran now with the ball. Finneran worked over midcourt. The Grizzlies aggressively intercept it. They feed Winterburn down low, who does a
Oh, she
layup.
got fouled too.
With a nice basket, and she'll make it and a 1.
That was a tough shot. 6, 5.
She said 2-6. There is no 2-6.
No, he said 6. Foul on blue 6. Then he said 5.
5. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's Sarah picked up that foul.
Sarah Giannitis. Meredith Winterburn hits the 1. The Grizzlies are down by 12. So Husson to Finneran. Finneran with the ball. Janish on her. Back up underneath for Finneran. Went off a couple of people, and Boucher got it and hit a nice 2, long 2. Jenna Shannon to Addie Glazer. Fees Reese still down underneath, who was right open off the rim. Still gets her own rebound. Put it up, missed it again.
Jump ball.
Yep. Lily Lala Boucher came down with that ball.
So as we talked, you know, coming out of halftime about our eyes up the floor, we definitely are making those extra passes to get down the floor in transition here, wide open.
Addie Glazer underneath. Another, unfortunately, basket that was missed. I guess that offensively was clearly challenged here.
Hey, watch deep, watch deep, watch deep.
If we hit even half these little bunny shots,
it would be a really good close
we'd
game.
be right in here.
Yeah.
We've got 2 back, we've got 2 back.
Oh, nice feed down low for Boucher, and that went right in. So Wyndham is definitely doing a full press.
Oh.
Meredith Winterburn works her way down the court, realizes she's close to the basket, might as well take it.
No, I knew she was going to pick up
off
a foul
the rim,
there.
and now she'll
Only her first, but
yep.
She got that look, a frustration in her eyes.
Sun orange, sun orange.
Gave a little body check here.
To Megan. So the Jaguars don't inbound this. Stephanitis over to Husson. Husson now with the ball. Winterburn watching her. Husson sends it over to Boucher with Jenna on her. 21 White.
Meredith picks up a quick second one here.
We don't have a 21.
Yeah, Meredith.
Oh, I thought Meredith. Yeah, you're right. What am I doing?
Thinking about dinner.
Yeah, maybe. I'm going to get the number 21 over to Watoy.
There's a foul.
Oh, another hard foul. Who's that,
Yeah.
Addie?
Oh, it's Addie or... Yeah.
Addie Glazer. That's her 3rd.
Yep.
Here we go. We're already in the bonus for them. So Lila Boucher is going to be taking her shots, and she sinked the first one.
Oh, we're going to get a mirror here.
Oh, all right. Jocelyn O'Meara coming in for Addie Glazer. And I've been liking Jocelyn's play
have
when she
too.
gets in there.
She's aggressive.
Yep. And as far as rebounding, she's very good. Nia Brissett.
She's not afraid to do the dirty work down low and bang the bodies.
Winterburn to Jenna Shannon. Over to Jocelyn. Jocelyn looked to go in, fed it out to Reese Still. Reese over to Winterburn. Winterburn back to Still underneath.
That's a good
Reese
look.
turned around and hopped it right in. That was good.
That's one of those plays that really works every time down the floor.
Ooh,
take
Finneran
it.
threw it. That's the first bad play she's made.
Yeah.
She skied that past Lila Boucher.
She's had a heck of a game so far through 3 quarters, Finneran.
She absolutely has. Yeah, Nia Brissett works it around. She hit it out to Jocelyn O'Meara. Feeds Reese Still. Winterburn. Winterburn wanted Reese to go in. Come out for Jocelyn. Jocelyn's going to go
Oh,
in.
yeah. She took it to the basket.
And then fed it back to Jenna Shannon. Again, on the perimeter, you got to just drive it in. Draw a foul. Jenna tried to feed
Force it in there, yeah.
Brissett, but she had Finneran on her.
Oh, good job. Great job
Reese Still
by Reese.
drew the offensive foul on Sarah Giannitis.
Check that out. Reese beats her down the floor, gets in great position, sets her feet, Offensive foul.
Winterburn hits it in for Jenna. Jenna Shannon. Grizzlies down by 15. Still to Jocelyn O'Meara. Tries to feed Winterburn underneath, but Winterburn was already being covered like a blanket by Husson. Husson to Finneran, and that went back out to Giannitis and for an easy layup. Meredith Winterburn works her way over mid-court. She's looking to go in. Feeds Jenna Shannon out high.
She gets a mark on that, doesn't she?
Yeah. Jenna takes another three, but thing is, we can't keep taking these threes if we're not hitting them. Obviously, if they're not going in for us, I don't know why we keep taking them. I mean, we gotta. The shot selection is very important.
It is
to
very
this
important,
team.
and it's, you know, for young players, it's hard to decipher. I'm open for a three, I should take it. Well, the reason you're open is because this other team believes you're not going to hit it, so I'm going to just clog the lane.
Right, and more times than not, we're not hitting it.
Right.
Jenna has been taking a lot of them.
Backdoor cut.
Hasn't hit one yet. Meredith Winterburn.
These are the offensive plays, you know, between the last one with Meredith and Reese on the high screen and roll, and then this one for Meredith. That's what I'd like to see, a little two-person game like that.
Long shot by, who's that, Bagley?
And one. Might be on Jenna. No, 20.
20, so that's Jocelyn
O'Meara.
O'Meara. I don't know how she got that foul. I just watched the replay. There's
She
nothing.
wasn't even near there, was she?
Well, nothing really happened underneath. There was no foul.
Oh.
But
Missed a shot, and Boucher got the rebound and put it in.
Yep. So we're basically being beat all over the floor defensively.
Good scoop
there,
shot.
That's what Jenna needs to do. She needs to get it in.
Absolutely.
Get under the basket so she can just lay one up. Nice, like you said, underneath there.
Very smooth little scoop shot.
She looked good doing that. Certainly better than taking those long threes. So Brissett took the ball away. Fed still kind of almost threw it out of bounds. Finneran now with it.
Oh, what a pass.
What a very nice pass. Catching Husson coming in late. Jenna's coming down again underneath, and she drew a foul.
Trap.
I mean, she was a travel.
Tried that Euro step.
I thought she was going to go to the line. Again, though, better play than taking the long three.
Yeah, attack.
Yep. So we got the last 30 seconds here, the third quarter, 23-40. So Wyndham's playing very well, doubling us up pretty much. A little bit of an interception still, and Sarah Giannitis fighting for that ball. It's going to be a jump ball. It's going to be Wyndham's ball, I think. We're going to have inbounding this. Husson's going to hit it in for him. 31. Husson now around Winterburn. Oh, nice passing. Fed it in low to Boucher, and then gave it to Avery Stephanitis, and she got it in. Winterburn now with 5 seconds left, and she's going to take a shot just off the rim. Been the story of our lives.
Yeah, and they gave up 19 points that quarter. There was a lot of offense.
So we gave up 19.
And we scored 12. So, again, you're going to have to put some more. You know, one thing you talked about taking it to the basket, and I think the one thing I can illustrate from this game specifically is Wyndham's done a great job going to the basket. They've been to the foul line 15 times. 15. How many have we been?
3 maybe?
Once. Meredith got fouled on the N1 play. We've taken 1 free throw. So you look at it in a game where our margin of error is very, very small. We can't afford turnovers and silly plays. We got to get to the foul line. They call them free throws for a reason. We need to get to the foul line, and the only way to do that is to attack the basket. They're not going to foul you 20 feet from the basket. So that's one of the takeaways I take from this game so far, is you really really got to get to the line. 15-1 on the free throw side. That's tough.
That's real tough. And so Wyndham, it just also goes to show you Wyndham's playing with a lot of discipline.
Yeah.
They've taken a
Very
lot
well
less
coached.
foul.
They moved the ball well. Even that last out of bounds play, that was obviously a set drawn up play that they have for that wide open little layup underneath.
Yeah. The other thing is that they seem to be pretty effective with the bounce pass, and I noticed the Grizzlies really aren't using it very much. They're just kind of tossing the ball, and so it's leading to turnovers and interceptions. Brissett inbounded this to Morgan Dodge, so Morgan Dodge with it here. Feeds Jocelyn O'Meara. Jocelyn started to go in, kicked it back out to Morgan Dodge, who takes a long three off the rim. But Wyndham was there for the rebound. Husson feeding down low to Avery. Up to Husson, over to Boucher, back into Husson. Oh, almost hit the layup. Again, Wyndham comes away with the ball. This is going to be their third opportunity here in this possession. We got Husson now with the ball out high. Meredith Winterburn on her. Now Finneran. Morgan Dodge almost fouled her, but did not. Avery Stefanidis got it in. So again, we gave them 4 or 5 opportunities. They're going to get one eventually.
Yeah. And turnover, kind of tripped up and ball fumbled out of bounds.
We have Husson inbounding this. Avery Stefanidis.
Oh, big three.
Nice three.
That's her first bucket, and it was a
Taylor,
big one.
yeah, she just pro-check. This is her first action.
Yeah.
So I don't think she's been out there yet. So Gabe Brissett inbounds this to Meredith Winterburn. Winterburn now takes it over midcourt. Winterburn to Still, back out to Winterburn, back to Still. Now to Morgan Dodge. She thought about the three. Over to Meredith Winterburn. Again, they're outside again. We got to get in. Still. Drive it. No. Morgan Dodge on the outside. Somebody's got to start driving to the basket here and draw a foul. And Still does, but unfortunately, that got hit out or coughed up. So here we go with the Jaguars. Trapped in the corner. Nice pass out to Husson. Pro check back to Husson.
Another offensive rebound.
Yep, Boucher right under there to get the rebound and put it right up.
She's got 15, Boucher.
Yep. So Wyndham's back on their pace. Like you said, they average around 60. They're up to 49 here with almost 6 minutes to go, 5.5 minutes. And we are on our pace of getting 30. And Meredith puts a long three up. That missed. They got Finneran. Feeds underneath to Boucher, who just stopped. Let Winterburn run by her. Addie Glazer's going to come back in the game. Meredith Winterburn over midcourt. This has not been a good sequence for us here, Rob.
No, this fourth quarter's been rough.
Morgan Dodge looks. Tried to feed Winterburn, but had Boucher right there on it. Hit the ball away. Winterburn with the ball. Over to Brissett. Out to Still. Drive to the basket, Reese. And kicks it out to Morgan Dodge. Morgan back to Still. Over to Winterburn. And we're just passing around here in the perimeter.
It's like playing the game keep away.
Right. And we can afford to be doing that now. We're down.
No, just settle for that shot.
Morgan Dodge takes a three, and we missed everything there.
It is a team game, but that last sequence there was just frustration. You can feel it. The offense isn't clicking. It's not moving. Morgan took 2 shots that, the first one was okay. The second one really ill-advised.
Yeah. So I think you can feel the tension in
Yeah,
the
it's the
Grizzlies side.
frustration.
You know, so
Kickball.
yeah.
You know, I stand by what I said earlier that, you got to take care of the things you can control. We know we're not gifted offensively. We have to take care of the ball. We have to share the ball. We have to be aggressive on offense and want to get the other team. Maybe we get their players in foul trouble. I like our chances if we're playing against their bench. But we just haven't figured out those little advantages that we can take.
You really like our chances against their bench?
Well, I haven't seen their bench, so yeah.
Really?
Well, in theory, I'd rather have my starting of 5 against their second 5, no matter who they are.
Well, that's true, but it comes down to like you said, maintaining control. And Still's going to work her way back in. Reese.
Wyndham's going to take a timeout here.
So Reese is going to come back in. She's going to go in for
Yeah,
Johnson O'Mara.
as I'm watching this fourth quarter unfold, I've already come up with my first question for Coach. So I'm not gonna spoil it now, but I think it's a good question. So
All right. Well, see, Grizzly
Thinking
fans,
ahead.
Stay around for after the game.
that's right. Stay tuned.
Where we'll have
Well, hopefully
interviews.
he's not in there for 20 minutes with them.
Well, that's true. We really don't want a long wait,
No.
but he might be.
Tell them the advertisers are ready.
So we're going to have the Rose Between Two Thorns. We'll have at least one interview, and we'll have the Coach's Corner, of course, with Coach Bracy.
Let's see what we got coming up on the schedule. We don't play for another week. We're back home next Tuesday,
which is, what's the date?
the 21st, Londonderry.
21st here in Londonderry, so from the Grizzly Den.
Yeah, so tune in next Tuesday. So I'm hoping this week off we can kind of recalibrate.
They're playing on the road, aren't they? Do they have a
No,
game
home.
on Friday?
No.
Oh,
Not
okay.
according to the schedule.
So we got a whole week between games.
Yeah. Let's get some rest, clear our heads, put a new offensive player or 2 in.
There we go. Clear our heads.
Call
is
Rob and
good.
Bob to straighten them out.
That's true. Yeah.
Because, again, we have all the answers.
Well, it's obvious to me. Jenna Shannon's going to work her way back in the game, but right now, ball's out. Wyndham goes in for a layup just off the rim. Wyndham comes down with the rebound. Got Husson with the ball now, still on her, but Husson's working it in. She kicked it out for
In
Stephanitis.
and out. Another
But
offensive
again,
rebound, though.
Another offensive rebound.
Oh, look who hit it again. Prosek. She didn't see much time all game, and she's got a quick 5 points.
Brissett out to Still. Still a long one from the top of the arch, just off the rim. That rebound bounced around and hit 4 or 5 players.
Yeah, Addie's got 7 tonight.
There we go. Well, maybe she could be a Rose tonight.
There you go.
So we got Husson with the ball now. Meredith Winterburn on her. We're giving them plenty of time.
Yeah, they're very patient. And one, rolled out.
Off the rim. Everybody in the Grizzly bench is yelling wall.
Yeah,
So that's their.
Number 5, Morgan Dodge. That's her 4th personal foul, first team foul. Avery Stephanie.
Looks like Morgan's going to come off. Peyton Duff will go in. And the first one, Stephanitis missed.
gonna get a few subs here.
So Mia Brissett came off. Morgan Dodge came off. Jenna Shannon went back into the game, and along with Peyton Duff. So Avery with her second shot, and she hits that one. We are down by, 19?
Yes. Did you need your calculator there?
Yeah, I did for a minute. Actually, not 19. It's 29. So you needed it too.
I just believe whatever you say.
Well,
I got
you haven't learned better by now. I don't know what to
things
tell
on my
you.
mind.
Still with the steal to Jenna Shannon. Over to Meredith Winterburn. Winterburn working her way down the court. Pulls up the still. Out to Winterburn. Winterburn's going to try to drive in around 3 Wyndham players. Unfortunately, that missed. Taylor Protect came up with the ball.
Yes, and that's on Reese. 2 for her.
Reese still with her second. A little aggressive on.
Yeah. I think she thought she might beat her to the
Welby.
spot to take a charge, but
Yep, Molly Welby. All right. So Welby tried to inbound it for a pro check, but Duff hang on to the ball. So that was a jump ball that the Grizzlies maintained control. So Meredith Winterburn out to Jenna Shannon. Jenna works her way down the court. Over to Reese Still. Now to Glazer. Over to Winterburn. Back to Glazer, but that was hit away.
good hustle by Meredith to put some pressure on her.
So Winterburn's going to inbound this for the Grizzlies. Winterburn around the perimeter. She's got Welby all over her.
She's got to give it up. She almost dribbled again.
Yep.
There it is. Good cut.
Feeds Meredith underneath. They're going to call Welby for a foul here. Yep. It'll be Molly Welby. And the Grizzlies are going to take a timeout.
Draw up the 29-point play.
Minute 17 left.
Well, this is a teachable moment here. You know, you want to try to get your team a good shot, hopefully a bucket right here. So we'll see what he draws up out of the timeout.
Unfortunately, all we're having is try to teaching moments, and
yes,
we need some learning moments. So Jocelyn O'Mara's coming back in. She's going to take out Reese Still. You know, one thing I'll point out, you can see in the background, the picture we're looking at now, you can see, well, that's Meredith Winterburn in the background behind the referee, sort of, the pictures.
Oh, yeah, the nice
Those are
banners.
The pictures and the banners
look,
of
Aiden,
the seniors.
Aiden, nice jobs.
Yes, good job, Aiden. See Aiden in the studio
So
paying attention.
recognize our seniors. We'll probably in
Those
a couple
are our
weeks.
seniors. Those pictures came out great.
We'll
so
have senior night and shed a few tears.
That's true. Another graduation taking place, and we've seen many now, Rob.
Another year older.
Yep. Well, I'm not older. You're older, but
you have aged me on this sideline here.
Yes. I, like a fine wine, get better with age. Meredith Winterburn with the ball here. So I think rather than calling the play-by-play, it's clear that you know, the Grizzlies are going to be 1-6. So I don't know. What do we take for positives out of this? It looks like Dana Still's going to work her way back into the game, or into the game for the first time. I don't know if she'll make it.
I got a couple positives. We'll get that in the recap here.
Okay.
We're about 30 seconds from that.
I don't know if Dana Still's going to make it into the game.
I know we need that clocks to stop.
Meredith Winterburn here is going to inbound it for Jenna Shannon. Jenna with the ball. So Dana Still's making her appearance in the game for Addie Glazer.
Addie had a nice solid game.
Yes,
that's
she
my
did.
positive.
Yep. And Dana will get 22 seconds.
Yeah, there were a couple shots Addie missed, but they were good shots, so I'm good with that.
And she did her normal hustle on rebounds there underneath. Jenna Shannon hits it out to Dana, takes a three, gets her own rebound, gives it to Jocelyn O'Mara. Dana.
Wow, did you see Dana just jump up for that ball?
Yeah, just see her fly over the top.
Yeah.
Dana is a hell of a volleyball player.
That's what you told
fun
me.
to watch her play volleyball.
So we only managed to put up 4 points in that fourth quarter.
Right, which isn't too good. You're not going to win too many games when you have quarters of 4 points, and another one of only 2 points or 3 points that we got in the second quarter.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, so take out the second and the fourth, and
so basically the whole half of basketball, we managed 6 points.
So we're going to ask the league to trim it down to 2 quarters for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Goffstown Grizzly girls are going to go down to the record drops to 1-6. We're going to come up with, we're going to try to put our heads together and figure out who is going to be the rose of the game.
That's right.
Rose between two thorns. And then, of course, we'll have
Coach Bracey out
Coach
here.
Bracey, because Rob's already got a couple of very
I do have
difficult questions
two
for him.
very good questions.
Okay, so.
And they're good questions. You'll be impressed.
All right, so we're going to come back with interviews and Coach's Corner. So give us a few minutes and we'll be right back. And good evening, Goffstown fans, and we're back live from the Grizzly Den where the Lady Grizzlies unfortunately came up a little bit short tonight, just a wee bit.
A little bit.
But we're here with the rose of the game. The rose is given to who we feel was the outstanding player of the game, and this week it's Addie Glazer.
Congratulations.
And I could have sworn we've interviewed you before, but she tells us this is the first time she's
So get all the
gotten a
good
rose.
questions out.
So, Addie, sometimes it's a little hard when the losses pile up, but what are you taking out as some positives of this game? What are you guys look forward to as a team to take positives out?
I think it's just we've been working really on like being a team and not just like separate players on the court, and I think that from this game we could take away that it was very like we did have things we need to work on, but I think we've definitely done better things in this game that we have, and I think, yeah.
That's what you think?
That's what
You scored 9 tonight.
Yeah, that one of the reasons we picked you is because you were our high scorer with 9 points. You hit a 3. We liked you taking the ball to the basket. There were a couple shots that just didn't fall. I could see you almost like,
Yeah.
that could have been 11. It could have been 13. But we felt like you were in the right place on the offense and on the floor and attacking the basket. So tell us a little bit, because we think we're a little challenged offensively at times. What is your mindset when you're on the floor about how you're going to contribute to the offense?
Well, honestly, like at first couple games, as soon as I got the ball, I was like, oh, heck no, I'll get this out of my hands. But Coach Brandon and Coach Bracey, like, are just all practice. Like, if you get that ball and you see it, just take it, just go. And I think I worry a little bit about getting fouled and not realizing that that could be a positive for us. So I think like I just forget about it now, and I just go take it, because I'm like, what's the worst that could happen?
Right.
That's a good mindset. Yes.
Well, it is a good. I think we need more of that mindset with some of the other players on the team. Can't depend on Meredith to score all the buckets.
Yeah.
So anyway, you were the leading scorer with 9, and I don't think you really lost any steps either with rebounds. Still aggressive underneath, and you made it through the whole game again. So it's like 3 in a row that you actually made it through, and that's quite an accomplishment. So
It is.
how do you feel about the now it's going a little bit more your way, where I think the fouls piled up earlier in the season?
I think definitely at the beginning of the season when I fouled, like I was absolutely distraught, like would start crying, and that was just awful. And then again, Coach Brandon and Bracey just was like, just go out there and just play for yourself, just have fun. And Bracey said, Addie, if you foul, I'm just gonna leave you in the game, like just figure it out there. And I did for one game, and now it's just I just foul, I just gotta breathe. I just know I just can't do it again, and still working on it. But
you can hold it like Morgan and feel you've never fouled in your life. Because according to Morgan, she never has.
Never fouled anybody.
So we got a week off. So what do you feel that we have to work on or do in this week? What can we use it for valuable learning experience or practice time? What do you feel we should be practicing?
I think definitely from this game we need to practice our rebounding, and not even our rebounding, but just we need to be aggressive. We need to go to it, not watch it so much. I think that's a big thing we need to work on. And I think unfortunately for some of us, the shots just don't fall, and it doesn't always go our way, but we just have to keep shooting, I guess, keep practicing that.
Well, that's the key.
Yeah, I was going to ask the same question you did. If we made you honorary coach for this next week, give us the one thing you think you'd have your team work on.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll see if it matches up with what Gracie says later.
I think I would have us work on,
Shooting, rebounding, defense.
I think the
offense?
rebounding. I think definitely from this game, I think we're going to have to, if I was a honorary coach, I would definitely have us do a bunch of rebounding drills just because we need to get in there more and just get a body on someone and just go and get it.
Yeah, I mean, we both noticed.
Well, we
that
think you had a great game tonight, contributing on both sides of the floor. We want to see it continue because I think that you're a piece of that puzzle that if we can get these 10 points or 12 points from you, it helps the rest of the offense. So keep up the good work.
Thank you.
We're signing out live from the Grizzly Den. We'll be back with Coach's Corner, I think, coming next. But anyway, from me, Rob, and Addie Glazer, Rose of the Game, we're signing off. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to the Grizzly Den, where we're live with Coach Bracey after the game against Wyndham. And Rob, go ahead. You got some good questions.
I got a lot of good questions.
That's right.
And it's a lot easier for us on the sideline. We only come in here game day. We don't see what's happening in practices. You have that advantage. So
we do have all the answers, by the way.
Yeah, we do.
I'm sure you do.
But so my first question is I'm watching. What I'm amazed about this group of girls is I never think we're going to be the most talented team on the floor any night. However, they're the most upbeat bunch I've seen in a long time, cheering for one another. It would be very easy for the smiles to turn to frowns quickly. Things aren't going our way. That's a testament to what you're building in a culture. So good job on that. But my question to you is, how do you maintain that now? Because, the losses add up.
Yeah.
There's frustrations out there.
Definitely.
How do you maintain that positive attitude?
I think it's going back to our purpose, right? So if your purpose is to win 18 games, not many teams get that opportunity, right? Purpose needs to be bigger than that, though, right? Purpose needs to be longer goals. How do we create good people, really, at the end of the day, right? High school sports is about creating people in the future who are valuable contributors to our society. So really those messages continue to hit home. And it's a combination of tough love and fun love. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there were points, in the second half. They went on a run there, kind of separated themselves. Yep. But the bench is cheering for one another. We're get on defense, get in there, steal it, get a tip, take the charge. So I certainly want to see that continue. That'll be challenging because the more frustrated you get along the way, it's easier to just point fingers or put your head down. So.
And I think there's still some good games ahead for us. Got to keep our eyes open to those. Knew that this was going to be a tough one. Hope that we would compete, and I think scoreboard didn't compete as well as we wanted. I thought good first quarter. Second quarter was tough for us on both ends, and then third quarter again they kind of separated at one point, right? I don't think that we necessarily gave up, though, so I think we kept pushing. Just, they need to fix some things.
Yep. Yeah, and Coach, obviously we knew scoring was going to be difficult for the team. I'm kind of surprised at how difficult it really has been. And I'm look at it from your point of view, I'm very sympathetic because there are times where we're getting opportunities and getting the shots. But they're just not dropping in. What can we do about that besides just keep shooting, I guess? But is there a way is there something you could do to make these shots better?
Well, part of that is what opportunities are we getting, right? So that is early offensive stuff. Are we actually getting the ball deeper on paint drives so we can create longer closeouts? If you have a longer closeout, hopefully you got a little more time to shoot. Easier to shoot if you have more time. So if you're looking at a lot of opportunities, either first half we were taking, Steph Curry range threes.
Yes.
Love my kids. I don't think they're Steph Curry.
Correct.
So if that's the look we're gonna get, We got to live with the consequences of it. That to me is let's get another drive out of this. Let's see if we can find a better look. So maybe spending a little more time. There's a flip side of that too, right? Like the more you drive and kick, the more passes you're making, the more chances you are to make a turnover. So the love and hate relationship with how much do you actually want to create there, and are we okay with that look? But yeah, I think if we got a little deeper on some drives, we might get more open looks out of that.
Yep.
Yeah, one of the things Bob and I talked about during the broadcast is the disparate, the free throws. They went to the line 17 times.
Well,
we went one time.
They attacked.
That's
They
exactly
attacked.
right. And as we watch the offense here, and Reese, and there's a lot of handoffs, and the
knocking
eyes
it
are
downhill.
going.
Knocking it downhill.
Yeah, the eyes are going across the floor. So we heard Addie say it because she said, I realize if I get the ball and I go to the basket, good things can happen. But how do you set that mentality? Like sometimes you got to take that foul.
Yeah.
We got to stack them up on the other team, and maybe they get in foul trouble and they're best players on the bench for a little bit of time. But
and that's just,
how do we get downhill?
Part of that's confidence too, right? Realistically, everything we're going to run is to try to get a downhill look of some sort because good things happen, right? That's where our kicks should be happening from. If we're all doing is passing on our perimeter, we're going to be in trouble. But we need kids that are willing to be a little more aggressive at times.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think it's hurting us with some opportunities for offensive rebounds.
Yep.
We're not getting to the basket, and we're leaving 3 to 4 players on this high perimeter.
Yep.
And an Addie or a Reese can't get a quick putback. And we've been talking about O'Meara. We just like her
She's
effort.
aggressive.
Yeah,
She's
we just
aggressive.
like her effort.
Yeah, I like her out there.
Yeah.
Last question from me, Coach. Obviously, there's a lot of things we can talk about that maybe we want to do different or work on, but what would you take out of as a positive in the game, or maybe a positive player who you feel really added to the game tonight and did well maybe?
So I think Mia Brissett did a great job in our defensive schemes, and she created quite a few turnovers in that third quarter. And a lot of deflections.
On
a lot
the floor
of deflections. So she just has bought into what we want to do defensively in terms of how do we get the ball back. So if we can get more people buying into that, we're going to be able to change that defensive mindset a little bit. And I think you mentioned earlier we're going to struggle to score. I think that's going to continue to be the case. We got to stop other teams from scoring too.
Right.
The one question I asked Addie as I gave her the magic wand, she's going to be coach.
Dangerous.
She's going to be coach for the week. I said, I'm making you honorary coach for the week. What's the one thing you guys are going to improve on or work on in this next 7 days? So same question to you. You're not honorary. You are the coach. What is that one thing to hone in on in the next 6 days before Londonderry gets here?
I'm not sure if it's going to help us Londonderry, but we really need to figure out pressure on the ball without allowing straight line drives. So too many times today where we put pressure on them and then they got right to the rack, and that's going to be a disaster, right? Too many early possessions for them where they got 2 feet deep in the paint. Either the scoring there, it's an easy kick. Yeah. So need pressure, but need to be able to force people around them to go. So better 1v1 defense.
Good. All right, we'll check back in about a week from now.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. So we got 1 week, and we're back here live from the Grizzly Den. We're playing Londonderry.
Yep.
Londonderry next Tuesday. So from Rob Foreman, Coach Bracey, myself, Bob Bartolucci, and Aiden.
Aiden's in the studio.
Aiden in the studio.
Thanks, buddy.
Room. We're signing out, and we'll be back next week.